Okay, so here we are. We are next to our books right now. Book is over to your right. Let's roll the shoulders up, back and down a couple times. Maybe prance out those feet, bring in your elbows, make it a bigger circle, bring your arms. And then just nice and easy, swing them, you don't have to move anywhere. All right, and then we're gonna step up on the book with that right foot and follow with the left. So we're gonna come down and up and down and up and down. And we're gonna just add some little pumping arms. We're gonna turn that into a knee lift with that outside leg. Good, then we're gonna turn that into a hamstring curl, and we're gonna squeeze our shoulder blades together. And then we're gonna turn that into a leg extension, nice long straight leg, and the arms are gonna go up in a beautiful V. Nice, last one like that. Come on down. You're gonna come to the other side of your book, and we're just gonna step up and step down to start with. You're gonna add some pumping running arms. Good, keep that going. You're gonna add that a knee lift. Good, keep that going. And then we're gonna turn that into a hamstring curl instead. And we're gonna squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then we're gonna turn that into a leg extension, long leg, arms up in that V. Working that shoulder area a little bit. 2 more. Good, then we're gonna come over to the first side. And we're gonna do that again, but only 4 of each. So now we're ready for knees. And then that hamstring curl. And then that leg extension. And then we go on the other side, tap up. Add that knee lift. Turn that into your hamstring curl. Squeeze those shoulders. And then that leg extension. And then we go to the other side. 2 taps, 2 knees, 2 hamstring curls, 2 extensions, and up and over, we have 2 taps, 2 knees, 2 hamstring curls, 2 extensions. Beautiful. Come back to the first side. We're going back to that simple tap up, but what we're going to do now is keep the right foot up there, and we're going to tap and tap. Pick up that pace. And again, keep those arms pumping. Turn it into a knee lift. Turn it into a hamstring curl. Squeeze those shoulders. Turn it into extension. 4 taps. 4 knees, 2 curls, 2 extensions, 4, sorry, whatever, 2 of each, 2 taps, 2 knees, 2 curls, 2 extensions, 1 tap, 1 knee, 1 curl, 1 extension, again, tap, knee, curl, extend, now tap, knee, curl, extend, woo! We're doing the other side. So foot goes up, and we just start those taps. Knees, curls, extend, 4 of each, 4 taps, 4 knees, 4 curls, 4 extends. Again, 4s, tap, knees, curls, extend, 2 taps, 2 knees, 2 curls, 2 extensions. Here comes singles, tap, knee, curl, extend, tap, knee, curl, extend. Last one, tap, knee, curl, woo, extend. All right, I hope you guys are warmed up. I certainly am. We are going to show, didn't have to have a fire in the fireplace after all. All right, just keep that book there for now. Maybe turn it lengthwise for what we're headed to in a moment. But first, we're going to go ahead, round and extend through that spine, cat and cow. Good, 2 more. Stay in that extension, pull the abs in, pull the ribs in, walk your hands down, wide hands, but then see if you can put your toes up on that book. So they'll be close together for a really wide arm push-up session. Two more. Beautiful. Bend your knees. You can press back. You might even take that book on your heels so you can rest back. Stretch those arms out front. Good. Then we're going to travel forward and back in that cat and cow. All right. Now we're going to turn that book so that our hands are on the outside of each side of the book, right? So this time our hands are very close together. We're going to come up in that push-up position, but you have the option to walk your feet a little wider. Take your hips, glide them up and over. So now we have those tricep push-ups. Elbows come backwards. That's why they're only book distance apart. Try and move up and down as a unit, even if it's a small range of motion. And knees down. Put your left arm on that book. Rotate that right arm open. And then reverse it. And then we're coming down. We're going to pipe it up in that down dog position. Walk on back. Bend your knees a whole bunch. Hands on your thighs. Extend your spine. Weight in your heels. Toes up. Bring yourself up. Woo, relax that. All right. Let's go to some standing work to start with. Chair handy in case you're going to want it for balance. You might not need it. Right foot is up on the book. Left toes are out front. We slide them forward and back. So this movement is created because you're bending and straightening that right leg. No weight on that left leg. Beautiful. Now bring your foot to the corner. Open it up, so a little bit of turnout position, and glide it out from that corner. You can do whatever you want with your arms. They could stay out here. They could stay in here. You could move them with the work. 2 more. All right, here we go. Foot to the side. I want you to put your right hand on your right hip. And as you step to the side, notice if it wants to go to the right and encourage it to go straight back instead. 2 more. Nice. All right, now foot to that back corner. And again, in that turnout position, we reach back. And I want you to think about staying tall through your spine, but you'll hinge just a little at your hips, if that makes sense. Try and get that back leg as straight as possible. And again, we're trying not to put weight on those back toes. Oh, I'm feeling these already on those, in those glutes. Nice. All right. And then finally, leg is going to go behind us. We reach back. Option to do one arm, either arm, or both arms reach above your head for a little extra challenge here. Two more. Last time, take that leg, cross it in front, the one you just worked, and then angle over to your left. Push that hip to the right, and then come on up. If you didn't need your chair, you don't need to move it. If you had it occasionally for a little balance, that's fine. We're going to the other side. All right. So this time, your left foot is up on that hook. And your right toes go forward, gliding. Again, maybe you don't need your chair. It's there if you do need it. Really think about sitting into it, not just hinging forward. That's, strain on our back when we're going to fill these glutes. Beautiful. And now we're going to turn that leg out, and we're going from there. Ignore any dinging you hear. Last two. Nice. And then here we go. This is where it goes to the side. Keep a hand on that left hip and notice my side, this side in particular, really wants to sway over there, right? So let it drive backwards. Nice. And then we're going to that back corner, right? Everything lined up, and then reach back with that leg. Trying to keep that leg as straight as possible. Nice. And then the leg is headed straight back, right? And this is where we have that option for one arm, same arm, or opposite arm, or both arms. Last two. And last one. Woo, step off. Left leg over the right, hips go left, arms up and over to the right. All right. So you will want to have your chair for this next one. And what we're going to do is come up on that book with your right toes and ball of the foot and part of the arch. And then left toes hover in space, right? We're going to drop the heel below the book and bring it even with the book. And I'm trying to be really light with my fingers, otherwise I'll end up doing a push-up, which we can do those, but just not now. And now I want you to come even with the book with your heel. Oops, sorry. And then go above it. So we come even and above, even and above. And now we're going to go heel below the book, even with the book above it, below, even above, below, even above. Good, two more. All right. Put your outside foot on the ground. Take that leg you just worked, Drop it a little farther off the book, keeping your hips forward, not sticking out. Let that heel drop, and you should feel a nice stretch in that calf. So my toes are up on the book now, and I've got a nice angle here. And then bend that right knee to take it a little deeper. That should feel really good. And then we get toward the other side. So left foot up on the book, we drop the heel, right leg floats in space, we drop the heel, we float in space, we drop and float. And again, we're gentle on that chair. Beautiful. Now we go from even to above the book, even to above. Beautiful. Now we go all the way down and all the way up and all the way down, all the way up. Last two. And last one. Woo! Put your right foot down, ahead. Let your left heel drop off. Keep your hips in front, not behind. And then bend the knee a little bit. And that should help stretch that out. All right. Grab your book, grab your chair, turn the chair to face me, please. We're going to go into a wide straddle. Legs are apart and in a V. Now I'm going to give you a couple choices here. You may end up just sitting here, right? Or you may choose to hover above the chair, or if need be, a little higher, right? So you can choose, or you can come down and up. Turn your palms underneath the book. For now, we're just going to go into that hover position, right? If you wanted a little extra challenge, heels come off the ground. Send that book straight to me. Straight to me. Now, if you want to add on lifting and lowering, feel free. You can do that with your heels lifted or not. You may be able to tap the chair when you come down, but you also might try and see what happens if you just stay down a few times and really get those quads shaking, right, before you start to move again. You choose. If I'm down here with my heels lifted, I'm going to feel that a little more in those quads. And of course, the more parallel to the ground they are, the more challenged. By this time, the fronts of your shoulders and your biceps should be feeling something. So we're going to come up. We're going to sit all the way down. All right. So I'm being super nice guy here because of what I want. Palms under that book, elbows at your sides. Slide the book forward until your elbows are absolutely straight and they're resting on your legs. Shoulders out of your ears. Without bending the elbows, lift the arms, stick straight in front of your shoulders. Hold them here. Just hold them. Slide your left hand in. Hold it there. Don't, so my elbow starts to bend, straighten it. Even use the other hand to push, 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 push. Bend it, other arm, straighten it. Get it all the way straight. Even use the opposite hand to poke on that elbow. Is that arm really straight? Bring it in. Other arm, serve your platter, get it, stick straight, bend it in, other arm, stick straight, oh, it doesn't want to do that, bend it down, change it up, elbow in, we're serving it out to the side, now I can see if there's a bend in your elbow, I see that bend in your elbow, oh, bring it down, other direction, I could have been saying that to anyone, you know, right, and bring it down. If you chose to straighten your elbow, that's fine. Again, out to that V again. One more time, each way. Straighten that elbow, bring it back. All right, and then last position, we're going to bring that in. We're going to rotate that arm open, and we're going, oh, stick straight to the side. Woo, get it straighter, a little straighter, and then bring it in. Again, other side, all the way straight, straight, straight. Hold it there, hold it, hold it, hold it. Bring it in. First side, straight, straight, straight. Bring it in. Second side, straight, straight, straight. And one more time. First side, we're holding it a little longer this time. Bring it in and second side. Beautiful. Woo, I hope you felt those. Shake that out. Roll your wrists a little bit, right? And then open, flex your heels, palm of the hand towards the side walls. Feel that stretch across your chest and your biceps. And then we'll come up. And now we're just going to turn our chair to face us. We're putting that book back in the chair. You don't really need it there, but just safekeeping. All right, hands on each side of the chair. Walk yourself back and then tip yourself up into a plank, right? So our booty isn't sticking out and we're definitely not sagging. And then we're going to bend the elbows backwards again. Forehead comes towards that chair. Tricep push-up again, but should be a little easier since you're on this angle. Try and bring your head in line with your spine so your head's not dangling. That will round out the upper back. We don't want that. Maybe look at a place on the floor a little ahead of the back of your chair. And relax. Woo, wide stance in your legs, bend those knees. Left hand stays in the chair, rotate open. And then right elbow in the chair, other way. Ooh, very nice. Roll it and extend it. Okay. You can leave your chair facing you. You may decide to turn it around. It's mostly gonna depend on what goes on back here with the book and your tights. So you're gonna try to put that book behind your right leg. And then you might come all the way down onto your elbows because I'm trying to get a straight spine, not grounded, right? So extend that tailbone. I'm trying to lift that thigh so it's parallel with the ground. Left knee is bent so that my tailbone is long. And then press the heel to the sky. Press the heel. Push up. Push up. Beautiful. Bring that down. All right, we're going to stretch that right leg out. Right leg crosses the left. Ooh, sit into it. Stick that tailbone up in the air. Round it under, low back stretch. Stick it out again. And then while it's over there, cross right over left. And then right arm up and over. All right, let's do that on the other side. So that book goes behind the left leg. Give it a good grip, come down, bend your right knee, try and get your spine flat, press the heel to the sky. Right knee is bent, of course. Nice, bring it up. Again, we're going to stretch that out. Left leg across the right. Ooh, send that out to the side, or send that tailbone back. Roll it under and stick it out again. All right. So now we're going to turn the chair around so the high part is facing you. Bring that book into your, actually, yeah, you're fine. I'm just going to start on the opposite side. Bring that book into your left hand. All right. So we're going to do our dunking bird, right? So left leg is forward, right leg is back. And we're just going to start with the hinge. And I'm trying not to, push off with my hands, but they're there for balance. Now, we're going to take that left elbow and press it up towards the sky. My palm is facing me, and my left leg is fairly straight. You might not even need this chair. Maybe you just need one finger there. All right, listen up, come up. Turn your palm to face the back. And we're doing the same motion, but the palm is facing the other way, right? One more. Bring it back. Turn your book to face you again, so knuckles are facing you. All right. Actually, you may have to do this so it's more of a school book carry. You can decide once you get there, once you see what we're doing. You can start the dunking bird in a minute, but this is the arm movement. It's a rotation open, right? And then add that dunking bird. Woo! So meanwhile, your left hamstring should be getting a lot of love and attention, and your left shoulder area. And relax. Woo! All right. Other side. So right leg is slightly in front, left leg is back, book is in your right hand, and you can start, holding it here. Start with your dunking bird. Again, not too much weight on that left hand. And then when you're ready, arm just goes out to the side. So sort of a T position, basically. And now we're going to stand up. And then this is the one where your palm is facing the back of the room, right? And we're going to do that same motion, kind of, but it creates an L in your arm. All right, and then we come up, and this is where you might want to make it more of that school book carry, because that arm is just going to rotate open, right? And then we add that dunking bird to it. And relax. All right. You won't need your chair. You're going to need your book. Bring your book down to your mat and head on down to your mats, please. All right. So we are going to start lying down. Knees are bent. And all we're going to do for a moment is put that book across so that your ribs and your low abs feel the book, right? So depending on the size of your book, I know some of you have really big books, whether it goes crosswise or otherwise. And then use your fingers and exhale, push those ribs down. So that's going to give us that feedback. Deep breath in. On the exhale, pull your belly button in, make sure that book stays in place, and then lift your legs tabletop, right? And then we're doing toe touches. So you inhale, move the legs away, and make sure you don't disturb your book. You're not going to touch the book, but it should give you a whole bunch of awareness of how tight you want to keep your abs during this. And of course, these could be single leg toe touches. They could be heel flex. It could be double leg toe touch, double leg heel flex, and option to have your knees a little wider. Take a little break. Keep the book where it is. Bring your knees together. Extend your legs straight. Now, option to go back to bent knees if you have tight hamstrings and a tight low back, rather than have the straight legs. If your legs are straight, I want you to engage those quads to get them even straighter so there's not a little bend. Try and straighten them. You feel a stretch on those hammies, arms out, rotate those toes open if you can, and same thing, double leg lower and flex up nice and easy. Inhale to point lower, exhale, flex lift. 2 more. Very nice. Knees bend, legs go wide. You can move your book off to the side for just a moment. Let your left leg drop in and your right leg drop open for a front of the thigh stretch, hip flexor stretch. We didn't mean to use those hip flexors, but we might have. And then we'll go the other way, right knee in, left leg opens. And as you come back through center, try and keep the right leg where it is, but let the left leg drop in by itself. So I didn't move that right leg out of the way this time. And then up, and left leg stays pointed to the sky, right knee drops in. All right. So adding, we're going to one of my favorites. Book is on your left palm, and that arm is straight above your shoulder. Right hand is on your left rib cage, but across both ribs. Head nods yes. Try not to let it tip to the sky. Deep breath in. On the exhale, staple your ribs down towards your hips and reach your arm by your ear. So it's hovering. So I should feel my tricep working in isometric contraction, just holding here, but also those abs have to work so they don't pop up. And then we're going to lift it straight above us. So I do have to move my wrist just a little bit so I don't knock the book down on the ground. But the important part is the up and over, where we keep those ribs flat and we hold before we come back up. A couple more here. And now we're going to take that arm overhead. We're going to bend the elbow and straighten it, tricep extension, and come up. So we inhale up and over, keep those ribs extend or flatten down, and do your tricep. Up and over, tricep. Up and over, tricep. Good. And now we're going to bring it overhead. We're going to keep those ribs flat, and we're going to extend the tricep. It's the tiniest move. It's just about straighten the elbow, straighten the elbow, straighten, straighten, straighten. At that pace, straighten, straighten. 4, 3, 2. Hold it straight. See if you can lower your knuckles 1/4 inch closer to the ground. Feel that big stretch, extension. Woo! And bring that up. You can let the book rest. The poor book is so very tired. And then that left palm can go up and overhead and turn down towards the floor to start a stretch. And then you can play with opening and closing that elbow a little bit, see where you find a nice stretch. And eventually, if you wanted, you could bring it overhead and tap your right shoulder. I don't think that'll get you much with the floor in the way. All right, here we go again, other side. So the book is under the right palm. Left hand crosses those ribs. We pull those ribs in. We bring that arm by our ear. We feel this tight holding, 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 feeling that work, even feeling these obliques should tighten up, and then up and over. Deep breath in as we go overhead. We hold, feel those obliques have to work a little harder, and then back up and over, hold, 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 and up. Last one. And now we add on. So we go up and over, bend, straighten, and back up. Up and overhead, bend, straighten, and back up. Up and over, bend, straighten. Good. And now we go overhead and we straighten, 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 straighten. Ribs down. And then we're just going to hold it, see if we can lower the arm even closer to the ground. Maybe your arm starts shaking. That's awesome. Woo! And then rest. And then again, we'll just let that arm, hand flips the other way. See if you can find a nice stretch. Maybe you rotate a little bit side to side to see where that works for you. And then we're going to shake that out. All right, and now that book is going to come behind our head, not really at our neck, just, you know, gently across our head. Elbows are going to be super wide and they're going to stay wide. We're not going to bring them up towards the sky. Nod your head. Yes, the book should help you do that. Deep breath in. On the exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground, and you should feel a little extra resistance, obviously, since you're holding the book. Hold at the top for a moment. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Option to add on. Exhale, lift. Inhale, extend that book over your head. Feel more work. Exhale, support to bring it down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale to extend, exhale, support, and down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to lift. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bring it down. Adding on one more time if you want. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach. Leave the arms long as you come down. It's just like the exercise we just did. So you don't want to let that pop happen, right? And then we lift up. Arms reach overhead the whole time. Exhale down, inhale, prepare, exhale, lift with this extra resistance, long lever over your head with a weight on the end that should have you feeling this in your abs, I hope. And relax. All right, we are rolling over onto our side, facing me for now. You're going to stack those legs up and you're going to put the book on the top leg. As always, when we're lying down, you want to have a little mouse house under your waist and your arm is just resting on your ear. My hand is just pushing the book down. I'm not holding it. And then that leg is going to lift as a unit. Ankle and knee lift up at the same time. So for that outer hip work. And then we turn that into our clam. We press open. We're pivoting at the knees. And then we keep the knees lower than the heels and we pivot open from there. That waistline stays lifted. Two more. And relax. Ooh, give that hip a little love. We're going to stay on this side for a side plank. So as always, you can give yourself a little extra cushioning under the elbow, and then the book is going down where your feet are. And we're going to line that elbow up right underneath the shoulder, push it back, lift up out of it, take your bottom foot and put it on your book. Take your top leg, cross it in front. Right, so line everything up. Notice if your hips are back, make sure they're in a straight line, hips, feet, and shoulders. And then you can use your top leg to lift yourself up. From there, a couple options. You could walk your foot back towards the book and just lift it up. You could put it on your leg. You could put it in front. You could stack. But listen up. This lower hip, lift it 1 inch, a little higher, a little higher, a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. You're in a C shape. You can even bring your arm up over your head. Make sure your hips not drooping. Lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it. Bring it down. Other side. We'll start with the legs. So again, we're going to stack everything up, right angles, waistline off the ground, arm underneath your ear, book on top. Waistline lifted. And here we go, lifting ankle and knee at the same time. Beautiful. And now we clam, pivot open, heels are together. Nice. Knees stay down, hips lift, or excuse me, feet lift, and then we rotate open. Nice, all right. And now that book goes down where our feet are gonna be. The bottom foot goes on. Give yourself extra cushioning if need be for that shoulder. Try and straighten everything out, right? And then lift yourself up. And then do what you want with that top leg. But then that bottom hip goes up an inch and another 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 inch. We're cranking up, holding, and gently down. As you come down, let's grab that book, put it out in front of us, off of the mat. Okay, and then slide it forward. All 10 toenails are on the ground, knees are lifted, shoulders back and down, deep breath in. Exhale, press on the book to lift. Get a little extension in your upper back more than lower, and then slide the book back by squeezing the shoulder blades together. Powerful move there. And then I want you to rotate your thumbs towards the sky. So you're on the knife edge of your pinky fingers, and you may be able to press a little higher. You should also feel this a little more. Notice what's going on in your lower body. Did your legs get lazy? Keep them lifted, kneecaps lifted, toes down. So I don't mean the legs lifted, I just mean the muscles lifted, abs in. Exhale down, just 2 more like that. Press down to lift up, squeeze the shoulder blades to pull back, rotate onto those pinkies, shoulders out of your ears, back of the neck is long, belly button is pulled in, kneecaps are lifted, but toes are pushing down. And one more time, inhale, exhale, press up, pull it back, squeeze those shoulders, roll those thumbs to the sky, lift, kneecaps are lifted, toes are pushing down, back of the neck is long, and relax. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're going to roll forward in a cow and back in a cat just to loosen up that spine a little bit. And then we're coming back over. We're going to do one more ab exercise and then basically turn it into a stretch. So you're going to come down and you're going to bring that book between your knees down towards your shins. Arms out into a T. And you're going to let those legs go side to side, keeping the toes lifted. They're going to want to drop down towards your hips, but I want you to keep them lifted. And then you just start experimenting with how far could you put your legs over and still bring them back to center. Now, the trick is, because you're holding that book, you don't get to use your inner thighs as some of us sometimes do when we do this rotation. And then next time your knees are to the left, you get to leave them over there in a twist. You're welcome. Maybe your left hand goes on your right hip and pulls it forward for a second. And then we'll come back through center. You can drop your feet, then lift them tabletop, and now drop right. And again, if you want, your right hand can pull that left hip forward a little bit. And then as you come back through center, put your left foot on the ground, move that book around so it's behind the right hamstring. And we're going to hug that knee in nice and close so you start to feel that hamstring. If you're able to straighten out the left leg, go ahead and do that. Let's flex and point through that right ankle, do some rotations. And then we're going to flip the book so it's still pushing my hamstring towards the ground, still pressing my thigh into my ribs, but also I'm going to flip it so that my shin is now perpendicular to the ground. If you wanted to be extra cruel, could you put the book on your foot, right? Like this. And then as you straighten out, if that's not happening, you're here, right? And then you pull that down. We're going to bring the book on the outside of the leg. We're going to let it travel pigeon-toed towards the left. Feel that stretch on the hip. And then bend it and let it go all the way over. Nice little twist again. And back through center. No book for a moment. Right leg crosses over the left. Thread your needle. Let's go ahead and flex and point through that left side. Bend it again. Crisscross right over left. Hug them in. And now if you can slide your hand under the book on the right side, that'll help keep your shoulder down as your knees drop to the left. And then as you come back through center, we'll straighten out both legs, see if there's a difference. Hope there is. Bend both knees, and book goes behind the right leg, and we're going to give it a big hug in and try and get that knee close as you can to your collarbone. We're going to straighten out the right leg if possible. We'll rotate the left ankle and point and flex. And then we're going to just flip so that the book is helping us push down and press here. And then if you tried it on this side, putting the book on your foot and keeping that knee into your chest, try that. You can try straightening it, see if that works out or not. If not, it goes here. And then no matter what, we pull it on the outside of that shin, toes turn to the right. Nice. And then we'll bend it and let that book help us twist over to the right. As you come back through center, the book goes over to the left. Your hand will eventually come underneath that. Left ankle crosses that right thigh. Thread your needle, maybe point and flex through that right ankle. Bring it down. Hug those knees up and in. And then again, if you can slide your left hand under that book, that's awesome. Knees drop to the right. Big twist. And then back through center. And you choose how you want to get yourself to your hands and knees. All right, we're going to do just a little bit of just mobility here. So stack everything up. Take your left hand forward and your right knee. Now don't do anything other than shift your weight onto your left hand and back to your knees. So I'm not moving, I'm not undulating, right? But now I'm going to add that, right? So now I'm going to come forward in a cow and round back in a cat. Beautiful. And now knees and hands square up. Now right hand forward, left knee forward. And again, just undulate, or excuse me, just shift your weight, right? So it comes forward and back, let arms stay straight. And then we turn it into that cow and that cat. And then we square everything up. We'll tuck those toes, we'll lift those hips up. So we're in a down dog position. You can pedal those feet out, walk them wide, hang out at your thighs, give me a curl into a cat, an extension into a cow. Bring it all the way up. Thank you. All right, and we have another trivia. All right, since we were